Dan with UTV Brothers. I'm Aaron with UTV Brothers.
And I'm also Aaron.
All right, we're here going to talk about his RZR here. What do we got here?
What we've got is a 2019 Polaris Turbo S RZR. This particular model is a little bit wider, a little bit taller, and got a little bit more cage than the standard RZR. As you can see, mine's got some heavy modifications to it. And today we're going to go over a few of those modifications that we've got done to it. Looking at it from a stance, we've got the first thing you're going to notice is from the top, you've got a light bar on top, which we do a lot of nighttime riding. You're going to use a light bar often. There's one hidden down here in the grill as well. And then these from the factory come with some really good lights anyways. On top of that, you drop down, I've got what we call a glass windshield with a manual wiper. We do a lot of winter riding, and the plastic windshields scratch a lot easier than the glass do. So with the windshield, got the wiper, the light bar. Down in front, got to have a winch everywhere we go. It doesn't matter what you're doing or who you're with. You're either pulling somebody out or pulling yourself out, or
What kind of winch you're running here?
This particular winch is a KFI 4,500-pound winch. Got a worn winch mount. I've elected to mount mine on the outside. You can mount them on the inside. Reaching to free spool the winch and things like that is much easier on the outside. With that, we've also got a large set of wheels and tires. Got the Raceline Beadlock 15-inch, running a 35-inch tall tire by Braven. And as you can see, they're monstrous. We've got some rock lights in all the fenders all the way around. A lot of times at the nighttime, you can use them for either light or just party lights, having a good time. I've got the Pro Armor doors. They're more of a door skin. They cover the factory doors, but they're a little bit taller. They're a little bit more sturdy. They're going to help keep you in there. And on the inside of those, we've got some Pro Armor door bags storage. You never can seem to have enough storage for everything you want to keep with you. Up inside, my particular vehicle, I do a lot of wintertime riding, and so we've got both a heater installed underneath the passenger side compartment with defrost vents. We've got floor vents. We've got knee bolster vents. Our passenger grab bar here's got heated handlebar grips off of ATV. Both seats, I have removed the covers and added heating elements. So we've actually got heated seats in this particular ride. We've got our stealth bar in the back because you got to have tunes if you're getting out and having a good time. I've elected to do a net in the back instead of a window. Anytime you start closing the cage in, it starts to feel like a vehicle, and I like to remind myself that I'm outside in the buggy. We've got on the bottom of this particular unit, I've got Trail Armor's half-inch UHM skid plate, front to rear. I do a lot of off-road, therefore I run over a lot of stuff. So it's nice to have some things like that to help skid you along. Again, with this particular unit, we've got a full electronic suspension, Dynamics, which is active suspension. We've got a push of the button on the dash, and I can go from soft to comfort all the way up to firm. So if I'm going to hit the jumps, I can turn it up. If I'm going to go cruising down the road, I can soften it out. That's one of the advantages to this particular machine as well. And then you come around the back, and I run a chase light, specifically because I like to ride with a lot of my buddies. And depending on how bad the dust is and whatever, it's nice to be able to be seen, because you come around a corner and you're in the dirt or a snowstorm or whatever it is, you can see that light forever, and you're not going to run into the back of it, hopefully. You also can see I've got a couple of gas jugs on the back. It never fails. If you have spare gas, you won't need it. However, if you don't have spare gas, you almost always need it. And so I only run a couple of 1.5 gallon jugs, but just enough to get by. I've got the Super ATV cooler in the back, which works great as a cooler. However, I use it as a toolbox. Inside of there is going to be all my gear. I could get into gear, but everybody's different. I mean, I've got the biggest things are things for tire repair, to patch it up. I've got a air compressor in there for airing up or airing down, things of that nature. And then I also keep a saw and stuff like that, because you never know what you're going to run into. And then as you look, you'll see Aftermarket Assassins on my muffler system. It's actually got a full exhaust from Aftermarket Assassins, and I run a stage 3 tune from those guys. These things just seem to really come alive with a little extra help. Just tweaking of the main. Polaris has already got a good platform, but you give a little tweak and change some tuning, and it really helps out. Down inside, I don't have anything extra cool on the clutch system. However, I did do a aftermarket Assassin's clutch kit. Everybody always wants to know how you're running 35s without doing anything. And technically, I've got a clutch kit that was set for 32-inch tall tires. However, I did lighten it up a little bit to help spin up those tires. And that kind of helps out with that route. But all in all, I've had an 800 machine. I've had a 1,000 machine, non-turbo. And, it's a passion that progresses. It goes from you start here and you end up never stopping. So,
yes, always want bigger and better.
And some people look at that and go, man, that thing looks like it's done. Well, like any project, it's always a project and it's never done. This particular unit, though, I have dubbed the Rowdy. The reason I say that is when I first purchased it, go out and go ride with the buddies. And man, oh man, going from a stock turbo to an improved turbo like this, it gets real rowdy real fast. So
your motor internally is all fairly stock, or
it is fairly stock. I did do a little upgrading because I had a failed head gasket. I can't really blame the head gasket on anything other than just it's a mechanical part that failed. So when replacing it, I used OEM gaskets, but I did do an ARP head stud install on that. So I am able to turn things up. And that's kind of the plan for once we get back down to the dunes is we're going to turn this thing up, get as much boost as we can out of that turbo on it.
So what kind of riding do you like to do? Obviously, we're up in the mountains here, but do you
right.
like the dunes too?
So I'm kind of a little bit of everything, I prefer the mountains and lakes. I like the back roads. I like the logging trails, things of that nature. Those are fun. But I also enjoy to get out into the dunes. I don't do it as often as I'd like to, but at the same time, I have a set of dune wheels and tires. We go out there and have a good time in the dunes, and then there's also the times that my kids have got dirt bikes and I'll chase them up and down an old gravel road. So, this machine is really a do-all, use-all.
Do that around here. We're a ways away from here. So.
Yes. Yeah, we got about an 8-hour drive to St. Anthony.
Yeah. So on your tires, do you highly recommend these tires, or do you think a more aggressive tire for our area would be better? I mean, what's your favorite tire that you've ever ran?
So that's always one of those questions that there's no right answer.
Yeah.
It is definitely an opinion on tires. And the only thing that I can really say is I've ran several different tires. I have several friends that we all ride, and I do a lot of snow riding and summertime riding. And I didn't want to have a separate set of snow wheels and tires and separate set of summer tires. So I went with the 35s because bigger is always better. And I think that this machine should come with full-size tires. And what I mean by full-size are these 35s, because there's probably the best thing that I've added to this machine are the tires. I'm not saying that this exact brand, however, the Braven Berserkers, funny as their name is, have been a really, really good tire. We've done really well in the snow with them. I haven't had any bad sidewall issues. Got these Raceline bead locks. The bead locks don't leak. I've just have really, really good luck with them.
So how do they flatten out when you let the air out?
So because I've only got such a wide wheel, my wheels are only 7 inches wide, you're only going to get so flat. But I run these all the way down to 1 pound. I mean, I can run them nearly flat. And with the bead locks, it holds on pretty tight. And they'll flatten out quite a bit. And in fact, we had one winter experience where we had, 30, 40 of us in the middle of the night, and everybody's all stuck in line. And I was able to drop below them on the downhill side, run up around them. So that right there kind of proved to me that, a big, tall tire running low pressure works well.
You can drop your air down and still have the ground clearance.
Exactly. That's a big thing with this is this, factory long travel suspension. I've already got the clearance. You drop those 35s down and you're still got good clearance versus somebody who's running a 30 or 32. They drop it down and they're losing clearance and they're going to start dragging some more. So yeah, that makes a big difference.
What's your favorite time of year to ride?
I got to be honest, I'm a snowmobiler at heart, and I quit snowmobiling a few years back because these side-by-sides kind of are all year round, and it's just more economical to have one vehicle. So I got to tell you, wintertime is my favorite, and my machine, again, heated seats, heated handlebars, heater, I got side nets, rear net, front windshield. By the time you do all that, you stay plenty warm, and, out in the snow, you have just a lot less breakage of anything. That's one thing about the big 35-inch tall tires is they're not going to be as forgiving as a smaller tire. There's, you put more leverage on things, more things are going to break. And that's just kind of the way it goes. But yeah, definitely winter riding is more my favorite, but I enjoy it all.
You did a pretty dang good job at telling us about your machine.
Yeah. It's one of those things that I'm very passionate, and like I said, you're never done. You all of us. Once you buy one and you start, it's a never-ending progression. Where do you go from here? Well, there's always somewhere to go.
Yeah, it's a good excuse to get out with the friends for the day.
Exactly. We've had a lot of issues lately with this social distancing, which is what it is. However, spending time with friends and family and making new friends as we have is really what it's all about.
Yeah.
So.
And these are a great way to get out, still social distance, but have a good time and still have friends around.
Correct. Yep, I agree. So.
Yep. Well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it so much. I appreciate what you guys are doing. So. New sticker. And it's official.